Good morning, student. I'm Purnima and I'm going to continue with the same lesson, and the name of the lesson is the last lesson. Okay, this is the name of the lesson. And student, one thing let me tell you that this lesson is very important. In this, children, the love for the mother tongue is depicted. We should respect our mother tongue. We should respect our nation. Okay, and here, children, a boy is there whose name is Franz. He is getting daily, he's a student, and he is getting lot of homework in French language. His French teacher, Monsieur Hamiel, is there. He is giving him a lot of homework, but he is least bothered about that language. He don't want to study. He just want to enjoy his life. Now, what really happened is that the lesson begins with the word that he is getting the homework on the participle. He has to learn the participles in the French language. And next he has to come to the class and explain to the teacher. The teacher will be asking, he has given that homework to many children, and he will be asking the question from that topic, participle. Now he did not remember, he did not learn, he did not even know the ABC of that participle. And now children, since he don't know, he is very much scared. Okay, he is scared because he knew that the teacher will punish him. He did not want to go to school. Children, he goes here and there, but finally, children, what he thinks that he should go to the school. Okay, when he goes to the school, in a way, a bulletin board was there where a lot of people were crowded. Now, children, he knew this thing, whenever there is a crowd in the bulletin board, that means something is wrong. Then he know that they never get a good news when they see a bulletin board. The news generally comes, children, related with the country which is defeated, okay, who wins, all that thing. So at first he is curious, but then he thought that he is getting late for the school, and he also knew that he has not learned participle of the French language. His teacher will already be angry with him, and secondly, children, he was late for the school. He was late for the school, so he was not knowing that how to face his teacher, because he will be angry for two things. First, for going late to the school, and secondly, he did not do his homework in the French language. Well, he goes to the school, and he saw that the complete silence is maintained in the school. Everybody is sitting still. He is surprised because daily he used to see a lot of chaos is there, lot of hustle bustle is there, but this time he can see his teacher is there in the class, and all the students have already sat in their chair. He enters, he is very much scared that his teacher will scold him. And children, he knew that when he will be getting punishment today for two reasons. First of all, he was late, and secondly, he did not learn his lesson, the participle. So children, he was scared, but children, on the contrary, when he went there, everybody was sitting silently. Okay, not only silently, he saw, children, his teacher, two things which was unusual for him, that his teacher simply told him, go and take your seat. That day he is not scolded by his teacher. He simply told him to go and take your seat. He was very much surprised why his teacher did not scolded him. And when he was going towards his seat, he saw that at the last bench, many villagers, the old people and many experienced people of the villages, they are here and they are attending the class. Children, that used to happen when there used to be inspection. And third thing, he noticed that his teacher is putting the best dress. Children, that the dress he used to put on the occasion, like if there was an inspection in the school or some annual function or something like that, then he used to put that dress. So he was surprised why his teacher is putting such a nice dress today. Generally, he never used to put that dress in the routine classes, and he was surprised why elder peoples are sitting there. So he did not say anything, but at the same time, he So he did not say anything, but at the same time he got up. His teacher simply told him French to take his seat, and then he was feeling surprised why this there is a complete pin drop silence, and elderly people are there sitting at the back, and his teacher is putting the best dress. That day he's not scolded by his teacher. In a very affectionate manner and in a very quiet voice, the teacher told him to take his seat when he was late. Okay, so all this thing surprises him. Suddenly his teacher told him that at that time, it was the time when Franco-Prussian War 1870 to 1771 was there. Okay, and in this war, France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck. And Prussia was consisted of, at that time, Prussia was not, it was consisted by few nations like Germany, Poland, parts of Austria. These three countries were there, which from which Prussia was made. And this country, Prussia, it defeated France. And now children, the occasion was that there were two districts in France, Alsace and Lorraine, and here children a law has been passed, and it was in Alsace and Lorraine that the French language will be not taught anymore. There will be no teaching of the French language now, and instead the language of Prussia will be taught. So this children, France and the boy France and his teacher Monsieur Hamel, they were living in the district of Alsace. So when they heard this news, they were shocked, they were worried, and children, next day, since he was his French teacher, the language was French, and he was Monsieur Hamel was their French teacher. So what did he do? He simply, children, what he did, he simply, children, it was his last day to teach France, so that's why, children, to give this respect to the French language, he was putting his best dress. And children, it was his last day also. He knew many visitors will be coming to the school to visit him, and children, to pay respect to the language, even the elderly were coming and sitting in the French classes when he was teaching French. For the last 20 years, the teacher is teaching French in the same school, and children, he is admired by his teaching. He is very sincere teacher. Okay, so children, now he came to know French, that the boy France, that why his teacher is in the best dress, because the teacher told him that today is the last day for teaching French. Okay, and after that, children, he started asking question. He started taking class. He started questioning from the homework which had given participle, and he realized that not only French, many students have not done their work seriously. So children, he did not tell anything. He only told that see, you must learn your you must learn your language properly. And from tomorrow I'm not going to teach. Neither I will be here nor your language will be taught. So today is the last day for teaching French language, and then you will realize how important is your language. And now children, he told, at the same time the teacher told that there are many students, I'm not talking about French, there are many students like French, okay, that they did not give importance to their studies as well as their language. And now children, they are standing in such a point where they don't know about their mother tongue also. They are not perfect in their mother tongue. So this is very sad thing. So he is telling children, you have to study your language. Now everything is finished. Now the order has come that nobody is going to teach French. That's why it was his last day of school. He has to leave his school. And at the same time, he is telling that it is people should respect their French language. Okay. And children, not only that the people should respect the language, okay, they should learn the language properly. It's sad that many students like friends are there in the class who did not pay attention and who did not prepare their lesson properly every day what was there in the homework, and now they will never be able to study France because now that French language has been told not to teach. Okay, so it's very sad that these students, they are not aware of that language. So children, he told his German language was imposed on the French speaking people. So children, what is the situation now? German language, the means of the study will be German language, and German language was imposed on the French speaking people of Alsace and Lorraine. And children, here that's why Monsieur Hamel, he is very much distressed, and it highlights the dismay and distress of Monsieur Hamel and his student and that villager. Children, caused by that order from Berlin that the teacher, not the teacher, will be there, and now the French language will not be taught from the next day. Some other new teacher will be coming from children from to teach them Berlin. So he told that at least you should have given importance to your French language. Then children, he did not say much. He told that I've been working here since 20 years, and he became so emotional at the last, and children, he could not teach, he could not speak, and finally what happened, children, he can study the drum of the Prussian soldier near the school premises only. So what he told, he wanted to say something but he could not speak, and at the board in the last he had written one word. Let me read that word, I'm forgetting. Yes, it is Viva la France, something he has written. That means, children, the meaning of that word is long live France. He wrote this thing on the board and he became very emotional, children. Okay. And he told that we should give importance to our mother tongue. We should never forget our mother tongue. Okay. So yes, he has written in the board, Vive la France. Vive, V-I-V-E, Vive la France. That means long live France. And children, without a word, children, he made from his hand, he told the student that school is dismissed, you may go. Okay, and that was his last day of school. Now children, let's see what was the feeling of French. For the first time, children, he realized that why he repented, in fact, that why he did not learn his French language, and now that language he would not be able to study him anymore. And now children, nobody is going to teach them French. Even if a person, if he will take his book and all that thing, even if he will want to study, nobody will allow him to learn French. So he was very much sad. And children, even he was sad because his best teacher, okay, his favorite teacher, he was leaving the school forever. Though the teacher had given him beating, but then children, all of a sudden Frank started caring for his teacher, and he realized how sad his teacher was that day. So children, this is the story. This is the what to say. It is a story in short. The last lesson I have told him. And children, the message is there. Message is there that we must always respect our mother tongue. We should have a thorough knowledge of that, and we should be proud that we are having a mother tongue in our country. Okay, because you can see the country without mother tongue, it loses its identity. Like here, children, the French loses its identity because it was ordered from Berlin that nobody is going to teach French language, and nobody is going to teach children the teacher will also not be there. Now the teacher of German language will be there to teach them German. So the whole children classroom scene, it is very emotional there. Everybody is very sad. Few people were sad that why they could not learn French. Few people were sad that now they will not be able to see the masters. And children, even the villagers who came there, they were very sad. First of all, that they are going to lose their mother tongue forever. Second thing, that these people, okay, these people, they are children, they also did not care for the school. Okay, they did not take care for the teacher when teacher was there. Instead of visiting, they never came to the school. So this story is about rotating about the mother tongue, that is the French language. Okay, so written by Alphonse Daudet. Okay, he was the French writer from 1814 to 1897. In fact, children, he was the French novelist. All right. So now, children, I have told you about the background of the story I have discussed in my previous video. Today I have given you the summary in short, and now I will be started explaining the lesson. Okay. So I'm going to read. So I started for school very late that morning and was in a great dread of scolding. Now children, I here is France, and he is telling that he has started for school very late that morning and was in a great dread. Okay. Dread is fear. Children, dread is fear. He was in great dread of a scolding, especially because Monsieur Hamel had said that he would question us on participle. And children, he was very fear because Monsieur Hamel is going to scold them, okay, scold them or rebuke them by asking question from the participle. And the French, he did not prepare anything related with participle. So he was feeling scared. He was feeling that the teacher would scold him, he might beat him, he might get the punishment. And I did not know the first word about them. Now he is telling that he even did not know the ABC related with the participles. So, and I did not know the first word about them. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. Now children, he was thinking to run away from the class. He should bunk the class, okay, because he was so much scared from his teachers. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the days out of the door. So he thought of running away and spending his whole afternoon somewhere else. Okay. It was so warm, so bright. Now children, when he looked outside, it was very warm, it was very bright, and he felt like going. The birds were chirping at the edge of the wood. So children, now when he went, he's going to the school, and he is thinking about the punishment. He is thinking about the children, that what his teacher will say to him. So all this thing he is thinking. And what children, he is thinking that why should he go to the school, why don't he run away from there and enjoy the beautiful day. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods and in the open field back of the sawmill. So he, not only that children, he was fascinated by the birds which were chirping at that time. So children, he did not feel like going to the school. Why he did not feel like going to the school? Because he knew this thing, that he would get a lot of scolding for not learning his lesson participle well. Okay, he knew this thing. Now, and in the open field back of the sawmill, the Prussian soldiers were drilling. It was all much more tempting than the rule for participle. But I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. But I had the strength to resist. Now children, at first he thought of bunking the school, but then he thought, okay, let's go hurry back to the school, let's see. And he was already late, so he was feeling scared. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. Now children, when he was passing through the town hall, what did he see? He see that there was a lot of crowd is there in front of the bulletin board, and he is worried because children, he never used to get, he knew this thing, he had in this thing in his mind that he never get good news from the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. Now children, he had been observing from the last 2 years, only the bad news was coming from there. Then the lost battles, the draft. So children, what type of news was coming generally from there? It was something about the loss, the battles which were losing at that time. Okay, and about the draft. Children, here draft means planning. How one country should defeat another country, how the people would be insulted, which language to be imposed there. So all this is known as drafting. So that he was being he was seeing that from the bulletin board only 2 news used to be there generally. One, how to children, one was there the news of the one country who is defeating the other country, and secondly children, about drafting. So when he was coming to the school, he was seeing that a lot of crowd is there, many people are there, and they are standing towards the bulletin board. And from the last 2 years, the bad news was coming from the bulletin board about the lost battle and the draft, the order of the commanding officer. And I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the better now? And children, sometime the order of the commanding officer was also there, that which human being is to be punished, which soldier is to be punished. Okay, so all this used to be there. Now he was very sad because he knew that some sad news very soon he is going to get. So who was sad? It was Franz. He was very sad, who was already late to the school. Now children, he is thinking in his mind, what can really be the matter? What can really be the matter? This Franz is thinking in his mind. Then as I hurried by as fast as I could go, the blacksmith watcher who was there with his apprentice reading the bulletin called after me, don't go so fast, Bob. You will get to your school in plenty of time. Okay. So he is children, when he was going, many persons they came and told him that don't run for the school. Now you will be having a lot of time to enjoy. Now he was not able to get that what these people they were saying to him. I thought he was making fun of me and reached Mauser Hamiel little garden all out of breath. And children, a garden, before coming to the class, a garden was there which belonged to Mauser Hamiel. And then through that garden, the people used to go and attend the class. So this was the situation. Now, so at first he thought he was making fun of me and reached Mauser Hamiel little garden all out of breath. Usually when school began, there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street, the opening and closing of desk. Lesson repeated in unison. Children, when he used to go to school, so many things he used to feel and used to hear, like there was opening and closing of the decks. Okay. And lesson repeated in unison, very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher great ruler rapping on the table. So he can see the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table, but now it was all so still. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. Now children, the bell had already rang. He was already late to the school, and this time there was no commission. He used to take advantage of the commission. Okay, he always used to take advantage of the commission when there used to be cures. What French used to do, he used to run and put his back on the upon the his desk, and nobody gently, they were so much busy in hustle and bustle used to be there. They were so busy in commotion that nobody used to watch him, that he is late. So this time nothing like that. Okay, usually when school began, there was a great hustle and bustle which could be heard out in the street. The opening and closing of desks, lesson repeated in unison, and children, so many children used to be, hustle and bustle used to be there, and lesson, children, they used to revise in unison. Unison means in group or together, very loud with our hands over our ears to understand better. And children, they have to, some of the students, they used to put their hands on their ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping at the table, and the teacher used to beat his ruler on the table by saying that children, the teacher used to quieten the class by beating the ruler rapping on the table. But now it was all so still. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. But of course that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning. So children, lot of commotion used to be there, but that day everybody was quiet, everybody was sitting still. And children, he was surprised, French was surprised that why so much quietness is there in the class. So no cures today, no hustle and bustle today, no beating of the scale by the teachers on the decks. Okay, so he was really thinking, he started thinking, what is the matter today? And but now it was all so still. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen, but of course that day everything had to be so quiet as Sunday morning. So children, he's telling that he used to take advantage of the chaos of the hustle and bustle. He used to run to his desk, he used to sit down, and what actually happened that day he was not able to do, because everybody already had taken their seat in the quiet manner, and Mr. Hamiel was there inside the class. Children, this everything was quiet like a Sunday morning. This he had already seen from the window. What he had seen, that no chaos today, everybody is sitting so quietly, okay, and there was no chaos today. So he is feeling very much surprised. He had seen all this thing through the window. Already in their place, and Monsieur Hamiel, I saw my classmate already in their places when Monsieur Hamiel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. I had to open the door and go before everybody. Now children, the only thing is, children, it was remaining with him that now he had to come to the class, okay, and he will not, since chaos was not there, so he cannot take the advantage of the chaos. He has to go open to the door and go in front of everybody towards his seat. And you can, he's telling that I really feel ashamed, I was really feeling blushed, how I blushed, and now how frightened he was. He was feeling very frightened. At the same time, children, he was feeling very ashamed, okay. And he was thinking he's the only one who is late for the school. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright. I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat. And children, he was so scared, he was so afraid. Then he went toward his desk, and then he found that there was his teacher was putting a nice dress which generally he used to put during the time of inspection or when some special occasion he was there. So children, he was feeling surprised. Okay, his teacher was putting his beautiful dress generally he put on the time of the inspection, little frick shirt and the little black silk cap, all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. So children, this embroidered dress he used to wear on the day when inspection used to be there and when the prize distribution was there. Now children, I have to stop here as the time is no more now. The time is over, and now wait for me for my next video, and there we will continue our lesson. So thank you and have a nice day ahead.